Hi everyone and welcome back to the Sweetie Nail Supply channel. Today we have a very special video for you, which will be the start of the DVOK Four Seasons series. This video in particular will focus on the spring polishes. There are 12 of them in this collection, and we will be using them to create this ombre floral design. It features some textured 3D flowers and hand-painted lace that is beginner-friendly. We will take you through the design step by step and show you each color in this gorgeous collection. So let's begin with the swatches first. The DVOK Four Seasons collection is a full 48 set of syrup gels, but because the collection is inspired by the seasons, you do get within that set 4 different collections of spring, summer, fall, and winter themed colors. This video we will be focusing on the spring colors, which are all light pastels and a syrup consistency, which means that they are semi-sheer gels that are buildable. You can use a thin layer for a tint of color or multiple layers to build up opacity. It's a great variety of colors that all feature various undertones, which means that it's super versatile in terms of the looks you can create with it. And despite them all being different colors, they feel very harmonious together and really are reminiscent of the spring season, perfect for budding flowers, clear blue skies, and the warming weather. In addition to the polishes, you also get a limited edition swatch card, stylized as a calendar so that you can easily and elegantly display all of your colors. Now that we've seen the shades, let's get to the nail art. So we are going to begin by laying down a few layers of color number 38 on the thumbnail. Because this polish has a sheer finish, you do want to work in layers to ensure nice even color payoff. So we are applying 3 even layers of number 38, curing in between. And once that's finished, we can move on to the ombre designs that will be featured on the pointer, middle, and pinky finger. For this vertical ombre, we will be blending together colors 40 and 33. Start with one of the colors and lay down a nice thin even layer on half of the nail, and then without curing, take the other color straight from the bottle and apply it to the other half of the nail. Work from the outside edge towards the middle, blending those colors as they come together in the center. It's perfectly fine to actually use the brush that comes in the bottle. Just make sure that you wipe it off on a lint-free pad wet with a little bit of isopropyl alcohol to avoid color contamination. And then you want to cure the first layer and then repeat these steps until you are happy with the opacity of the colors. We've done 3 layers here to get maximum color payoff from this gorgeous set. Always work from the outside in, meaning start laying down the color on the outside edge and then blend as you get towards the middle where those colors meet. This method works really well for syrup gels because they do have that slight transparency. It just allows the colors to blend together seamlessly and effortlessly. The key is just to layer these colors in nice even thin layers until you're happy with the final results. And just don't forget to clean off your brush in between if you are using the brush directly from the bottle. But doing so is such an effortless way to create a nice vertical ombre in minutes without any sort of special equipment. For the middle finger ombre, we will be working with colors 44 and 35. The process is exactly the same. Start by laying down one color on one half of the nail without curing, then take the other color and blend it in towards the middle. Layer on those colors until you are happy with your final opacity, and you are all done. Since we will be doing some textured art on the ring finger, instead of doing the ombre, we will be laying down 3 layers of color number 41. This will just give us a nice solid backdrop to work on. And then for the pinky finger, we are returning to the ombre with colors 42 and 36. Follow the same process as before. Work in layers to blend together the colors. Make sure that you clean off your brush in between. And once you're happy with the overall look, those are your base colors finished. The last step is to clean off the tacky layer. You can use a gel cleanser or some isopropyl alcohol, and then we can get to the lace design. For the lace, you will need a white ink. This one is from the Doi Marbly set, and you will want to give it a really good shake before you use it to ensure all those pigments are nice and mixed. And then working fairly quickly so that the ink doesn't dry out too fast, you want to lay down a curved shape along the surface of the nail. This does not have to be perfect. In fact, it's better if it is a little bit more flowy looking, just like fabric. As the ink dries down, you can always rotate the nail to avoid too much of the pigment pooling in one place, but it does create a very neat outline effect wherever the ink is more concentrated. We're just adding a second layer here to bump up the opacity and create a more dynamic fabric look. Repeat these steps on the other ombre nails, letting the ink dry in between layers. You really don't want to disturb the ink too much once you've laid it down, just let it dry and do its thing. And once it's dried completely, we are ready to add on the rest of the lace detailing. To do so, we'll use DVOK's Vanta White, which is one of their cream polishes. This cream polish is pigmented enough to be used as a liner gel, so we are going to start with a very small dotting tool and lay down little dots on the lace in pairs. These will be the arches of the heart. Using a dotting tool saves time, and then you can use a small liner brush like the Sweetie Nail Supply liner number 2. And while the gel is still wet, drag that brush through the dots to a point in the center where you will connect them together to create your heart shape. And once you're happy with your hearts, go ahead and cure them in your lamp for a full 60 seconds before moving on to the next nail. And then just repeat this process, curing everything as you go to ensure it stays in place. And to finish up the lace design, we are just going to take that liner brush and the DVOK Vanta White and add some scalloped edges. When hand painting tiny details like this, it really helps to anchor your pinky to a steady surface, be that a table or your other hand. And then just make sure to work slowly. If you really want to, you could lay down a protective layer of base coat between the alcohol inks and these hand-painted designs. That way you can wipe away any mistakes with cleanser without disturbing the pattern underneath. But once you're happy with the design, give it a full cure and it is time for top coat. This is the DVOK Enamel Top Coat, which is a thick consistency, perfect for smoothing out the surface of your nails with a nice glossy protective layer. We are going to top coat each nail and fully cure them for 60 seconds. Once everything is sealed in, we can move on to our last step, which is the textured nail art. For these finishing touches, we'll start off with a base of the DVOK Canvas Gel in white. You can actually just apply it straight to the nail from the tube. And then we'll be taking the Sweetie Nail Supply brush number 3. This is the oval brush. And we're using this to spread out the gel in paint stroke-like motions to create that nice textured canvas look. Fully cure this under the nail lamp for both the thumb and the ring finger. And then for the actual flower detailing, we'll be using the Made Collection version 3, which is a collaboration between the Favori and Jenny. These are similarly textured painting gels with a matte non-white finish. So we're using matcha green on the liner brush to create the stems of the flowers for the ring finger. Give this a full cure, and then we are using the Sweetie Nail Supply petal brush number 5 to add our flowers. We're just using this to lay down some general flower shapes. Because this gel is quite thick and textured, you want to work with abstract shapes versus trying to create a lot of fine details. You can switch back and forth between the petal brush and the liner brush to create a variety of different flower types in different sizes. Just make sure to cure in between so that you preserve whatever you're happy with before adding the next color. For the thumb, we'll actually start with the flower petals first and create more of a centerpiece with 3 bigger flowers. Here we can use that petal brush to really create defined petal shapes. Lay down each color, curing in between, and then add the yellow and orange to the center. And last but not least, use that same petal brush to add some leaves, give it a full cure, and this look is finished. Thank you so much for joining us today. We really hope you enjoyed this spring-inspired set. All of the items we used will be linked down below. And don't forget to tag us in your creations with the DVOK Four Seasons set. We'd love to see what you all are making. Thank you so much for watching, and if you'd like to see what seasonal designs we come up with for the rest of the DVOK collection, make sure to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss the next one.